Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Stage 2 for the Blitz Fair auctions. Tanks that are worth spending your gold on, and tanks that are not worth spending your gold on. Now, vehicles like the 55A, I've never loved the 55A, and it's really just a worse T-54, so even for 10,000 gold, it's really not a great tank. The T-26 E3 Eagle 7, you know what? For 4,500 gold, you might want to wait 2 or 3 days. That thing's going to drop like hotcakes on its price tag. You might be able to pick your hands up on an Eagle 7 for like 2,000 gold. And honestly, 2,000 gold, get your hands on that vehicle if it does go down to that low. Don't spend 4,500. I would highly suggest to wait for the Eagle 7's price to drop. T-2020, self-explanatory pile of crap. 047, it's an okay tank, but I wouldn't suggest to buy it. Predator, no way. Jose, same for the Vindicator, absolutely worthless tank. Do not get your hands on that one. IS-3 Defender, it's an okay vehicle. The issue I have with the IS-3 Defender is it's been power crept. It's been in the game for many, many years. And while it used to be an incredible tank, it's definitely lost its spark and spunk in the battlefield, so I would say wait for it to get cheaper. It'll go for like probably 5,000 gold, and at that point 5,000 is not a bad deal for the Defender, but now I would suggest to hold off. Same for the Centurion Mark 5-1. I really don't love the tank. A lot of people said that the Centurion RAAC was going to be a ridiculous tank when it was released, but I really don't find anything so incredible about the tank. I mean, its gun's okay, its armor's strong, but it's nothing special. It's one of those tanks that's going to sit in your garage after, 4 months and you're never going to touch it again. So, personally, I believe stay away from the Centurion RAAC. Same for the AMX Defender. 8,500 gold is way too much for a vehicle that is very, very lackluster. Now we come on to some of the really good tanks. Now we start off with the Rheinmetall Scorpion G. Incredibly strong vehicle. Unfortunately, 11,000 gold. I would suggest to wait for it to drop. I mean, the thing about the Scorpion, though, is it's probably going to sell out. So, unless you really, really want to get your hands on this vehicle, I would suggest to save your gold. 11,000 is a lot, especially when you could get the Chimera, which is just a better Scorpion. So now we're making our way to the two tanks that I would suggest to look at getting, and that would be the Chimera and the T95E6. At the time of recording this, it has been 10 minutes in the auction, and already 300 E6s have sold and 250 Chimeras. Now, why have so many of these vehicles sold? Well, the Chimera, it's because it's an overpowered vehicle. I would be willing to say the best tier 8 right now. And the E6, well, the E6 is 12,500 gold. That is ridiculously cheap. That's like $10 cheap. Like 7,500 gold is $10 right now. That is incredibly cheap for a tier 10. I don't even think it's going to make it into the second day of the auction. So what we're going to do is we are going to play two battles. We're going to do one in the E6 and we're going to do one in the Chimera. So let's start off with the T95E6. Do I want to change my camouflage on this tank? I haven't used it in so long. Let's see, what camouflage? This one looks really, really nice in the tank. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to have to do that. If any of you are wondering where this camouflage comes from, I have had some comments here and there. This camo you actually cannot get your hands on. It's modded, and it will be coming out in the future, but it's going to be coming out in crates. So the E6, what is good and what is bad? Well, it's got great mobility. It's kind of like a Concept 1B, but if I'm going to be honest, kind of worse in a lot of areas. But as I said, the nice thing about the E6 is it's very cheap, and it's not a bad tank by really any means. It's got a nice gun, 400 damage per shot, decent damage per minute at 2,850 if you are running gun rammer, and it's 2,650 or something like that if you're running calibrated shells. With calibrated shells, you actually have incredibly strong penetration, 374 millimeters to be exact on your heat. That is enough to butter through armor like no problem, although we just managed to bounce that. Now I got a 50 TP over here, and I want to be careful. While I do feel quite strong in this scenario, I obviously also don't want to bleed a lot of health. Let's aim in on this IS-8. There you go, nice tap for 430. I do like the gun on this tank. It's on movement dispersion's a little meh. It could be better. But it's not bad. It can still get some pretty nice taps out. So let's aim in on this guy. There you go. Beautiful tap into the IS-8's roof. And with that, what I'm going to do... Oh, what the heck hit my teammate there? Oh, that is a T95. All right, well, We might be able to get a tap into that T95, but that's a no right now. I mean, what I'm currently doing is getting the heck out of here. I just realized base D is being captured, and what that means is there's probably either an E3 or something incredibly deadly inside base D. So, yeah, yep, it is an E3. Okay, so we're going to make our way over here, and hopefully we should be able to get some nice shells out. Maybe our team's going to be able to finish off these guys. Come on, speed is key. Now, one thing about the E6 is it actually has an incredible power-to-weight ratio of 22. That is very comparable to medium tanks at tier 10. So, it's a very, very mobile tank. Oh, the lag just stuck me into a wall. Well, gotta love that. Either way, let's get one nice shot into that WZ-121. Let's put on our adrenaline, and let's get another nice shell out into this vehicle. While he may have more alpha damage than me and more DPM, we're still gonna finish him off. And nice thing about this vehicle is while it can play like a medium, it also has a lot of hit points at 2,400. So what are we gonna do here? Well, first things first is I'm probably going to capture this base. Capping bases is something that is incredibly important in Supremacy. Obviously, if you capture a base, you have a much higher chance of winning. We got this IS-8 over here who I would love to get a shell into, but right now I can't really get him. Oh, there he goes, and boom. Okay. Well, I guess that is my luck, ladies and gentlemen, bouncing the IS-8 side armor. Let's reload here. We've got that mouse off to the side. We got the IS-8 over here. There you go. That's a much nicer tap. He hit my gun, but thankfully we have a repair kit, so that is all good. And let's reload once again. Now, we do have that E3 off to the side, and the E3 can be a very deadly tank. But there's a nice tap into its lower plate for 300. We're doing good. We're getting shells out. We're getting some damage. We're rocking and rolling. Let's aim it on this E3 again. Let's get a nice tap into his track wheel. There you go. We did get hit by that mouse, but really, I want to clear this E3. Super deadly tank. Oh, that's a T95 aiming at me, actually. I've just realized that. So, trying to think of what I want to do. Right now, we're actually pretty solid. The T95 is not in the best of scenarios, and I want to push past this Vickers, so let's see if we can get a shot into, like, this M103 over here. Let's load in a, you know what? There you go. Nice tap. I gotta be honest, after playing the 60 TP for, like, 140 games this month, this tank honestly feels like a freaking laser beam. It's just that bad when you drive the 60 TPs. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive into this dip, and hopefully we're not going to be pinned by this T95. There you go. There's one nice penetration into his vehicle. As I did say, the heat penetration on this vehicle is super nice to cut through enemy armor. There you go. Another nice heat shell into this T95. We're sitting at 3,700 damage dealt already, and we're going to aim it on this T95's lower plate once again. There you go. Nice tap for 411, and it looks like our Progetto is going to finish off that player. So in this scenario right now, both teams are very close on the base capture. However, we are in a very, very big hit point lead. Now, I like my damage, so let's get a shot into this mouse. Oh my god, Progetto, why are you so bad, dude? Did you have to ram me? Either way, that Progetto actually just screwed me for some damage, but it's fine. We came out with a victory, and we did, I think, like 4,000 damage, so I'll take it. That was our first battle. Pretty strong, as you could see. The E6 did its job. It can do very well. But one thing I want to point out is not every game is going to be an instant win. That makes sense. So this is not the easiest tank to play, and I would definitely say it's not the best tier 10 heavy. It has a lot of weaknesses. It's got that huge hatch on the roof. Its frontal armor is very weak, same for the sides, and its sides are actually HEable for a lot of shells. So you have to be incredibly careful and cautious with your hit points. This is not the type of tank that you just want to roll out on the battlefield and expect that you're going to win every game after watching me do that. Now we're going to go into a tank that can almost roll out and do everything, and that would be the Chimera. Now, the Chimera has everything going for it. It's got 440 damage per shot. Very nice penetration. It's just a stupid tank. I didn't even realize this, but I'm running gun rammer on this vehicle. That's very rare for me. I do want to point out, if any of you want to check out later today's stream, I'll be talking about all these vehicles on today's live stream. I'll be playing in them if you guys want to see them play the other vehicles. You know, if you've had any of these on your mind, the Scorpion G. You know, make sure to check out my live stream later today. Probably at like 8 Eastern-ish is when I do the stream, so we'll see. But back to the Chimera. What is good about this tank? Well, it goes 50 kilometers per hour. It's got 10 degrees of gun depression. Very, very good hull armor. The turret's okay. It's about 215 thick on the turret. The issue is that it's 215 thick and it's a box. Even the mantlet is not really that thick. You can see it's just like this little flimsy piece of metal stuck over a flat plate of armor. So while the Chimera does have incredible armor going for it, it definitely struggles on the other aspects. But yeah, realistically, you have the same armor, as some tier 8 heavy tanks, and the fact that you have a better gun than tier 8 heavies and just everything plus the mobility, it's a stupid vehicle. So there's the Type 62, who I'm just gonna, ruin this guy's day really quick. So let's just aim it on his tank, and boom, there you go, 549 damage. Yeah, welcome to Supremacy, ladies and gentlemen. I've been trying a controlled experiment on Supremacy, and I'm going to be honest, the teams are so bad, it's not even funny. Let's see, we got the Progetto over here, and this guy is obviously going to try and get away, so he's going to have to eventually go over a hill, so I'm just going to wait, and when he pops this ridge, which he is right there, boom, 437 into the side of his tank. Why chase the Progetto down when he's going to do the work for me? So we got the Lycan over here, who I'm going to probably get a pretty nice slap into in just a moment if he shows me his haul. Come on, let's go over here and boom, there you go, 487 damage. You see, the thing about the Chimera that makes it so busted is everybody, when the Brass came out, said that it should have been like the PC counterpart. But with that argument being said, I don't really understand it because, that shell went a little bit too high. I've been using my reticle Cali. The thing that I don't understand is the Chimera is almost a carbon copy of its tier 8 in PC. That's what makes this tank so strong, is Wargaming really just left it the same as it is on PC statistically. So yeah, very, very cautious about PC level tanks. So let's aim in on this guy's turret, and boom, there you go, 335 damage. Not bad. You know what? It's a pretty big tap into the tank. I mean, it's a low roll, but it's not a low roll that I'm really going to complain about. So let's put on our adrenaline. Let's see if we can get a shell into this guy again, and kabloomy, there you go, 466 damage, finishing that guy off. And then we've got vehicles over here. We got the T-28 Defender off to the side, who we might be able to get a shell into. Let's try, and boom, there you go, 422, broke his turret, and with that again, we are sitting just already at 2,700 damage. So we are going to reload another shell. Maybe we can get a shell into the rear of this guy. Come on, keep turning, and boom, oh, 601. That is insanely high. Alright, well, there you have it. This is the Chimera. I didn't even need to really try in this battle, and you can see just why this tank is so stupid. We got the Emil, and, well, we had the Emil. There you go, folks. These are my choices on the auction. The Chimera and the E6 are definitely go-to tanks. I honestly have a feeling that by the time this video is up, half of the tanks will already be sold. But there we go. That's both of the vehicles, and, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Other than that, if you'd like to see other quick content on other stuff coming out in the future or specific reviews on other auction tanks, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.